How about this? $29 a month to protect your kids' ID. We got Alyssa Abkowitz joining us on the set from Smart Money.
Hello.
So a false moustache and beard and dark glasses isn't going to protect your kids' ID. That's not what you're talking about. What are you talking about here?
What we're talking about here is that children have the highest percentage ever of getting their ID stolen. 51 times more likely to have their ID stolen than an adult. And part of the reason why is because it's pretty easy. I mean, think about it. A child has a clean slate, no credit, no, auto loans, no bills to pay. So if their social security number is just hanging around the hospital and they're, in foster care, jumping from family to family, it's pretty easy that in the shuffle, some papers could get lost, or someone could just look down, see the social security number and say, hey, I really could use that to open up a new credit card. Who's gonna know?
So you harvest the social security number if you're this bad person.
Yes.
And you go out and set up a credit account. And you can just do that literally with the social security number and no other assets.
Yeah,
you don't have
a
to
lot
fake
of times,
anything
because
else.
what they do is they'll change the date of birth and the name and just keep the social security number. And what's so tricky about it is it can go for years undetected, because think about it.
Until you're 21 or 18
Precisely,
or whatever,
or 18.
and then you show up, turns out you've got your credit
Exactly.
slashed.
So one woman we talked to, for example, she was a college student trying to rent her own apartment off campus, and for about 8 years, since she was 11, she was 19 when she tried to find it, someone had been using it and had opened 10 different credit cards in her name. She got her credit report, and it was like a packet. She thought it would be one sheet with her student loans, and it was an entire packet instead.
So that means it must be quite. When I first got to this country, it was very hard to get a credit card without a credit record, right? And I had none. I had a social security number, and that couldn't happen. So I didn't get my. I guess I didn't get my ID stolen because you could do it. But now apparently no credit record, and you can get credit cards.
A lot of times, especially if there's some kind of secured limit, or even if you just want to use it for. A lot of people are even doing it to buy homes. A lot of organized crime rings, they say, hey, we need a home to, put our stash somewhere. Let's use this kid's, a 5-month-old social security number and see what we can do.
What about the $29? What's that get you?
So what that gets you, Equifax just came out with what's called their complete family plan, and it monitors the identities of 2 adults and up to 4 minors or children, so people under the age of 18. And anytime that there's any action, if someone tries to go to the bank and take out a loan, they will alert you with an email or a text message saying, hey, someone with a social security number is trying to take out
That's $160 a year?
Yep.
But they're tracking all the data anyway, right?
That's the irony of it.
And it's exceptionally annoying because if I want to look up my credit report, they'll charge me for that.
Right.
In other words, they'll see all this malfeasance going on and won't alert me otherwise.
Right. Well, now they do say that they'll track your credit, for free if you buy this plan.
Hang on, how is it for free if you're buying it? I'm sorry.
Well, it's included. Excuse me.
Like
It's not free. It's included.
Okay, sorry.
So the service shouldn't exist. There should be a regulation that requires them to notify me when someone is buying a house in my 8-year-old kid's name.
Absolutely. A lot of critics have said that, and maybe that this will prompt something to that. Part of it is that all of this is so new. I mean, the FTC, back in 2003, rarely got complaints about this. These days, they're getting 19,000, 20,000, a year, which is a huge jump. It's jumped over 200% within that time. So it's something that's growing and hopefully is garnering more attention. Now, an interesting thing is the FTC did also find that credit bureaus, when people call to say, I've been a victim of identity theft, use it as an opportunity to market those kind of packages and saying, well, if you really want to be safe, this is what you should be getting.
Interesting stuff. Thank you very much, Alyssa Abkowitz.
You.
Check out that story on smartmoney.com.